Welcome and thank you for joining us at Let's Talk About It with Latoya Monique. I am Latoya Monique, and today's segment we are talking about business ownership and entrepreneurship. First, let me start off by welcoming my co-host, Mr. Arthur Everlast. Thank you, Mr. Everlast, for joining me today. Joining us.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Thank you. Okay, so today our guests, we have special guests here today. Business owners and young men and women who are starting entrepreneurship or have started entrepreneurship. We're going to start with Diamond Craig. Thank you for joining us. Diamond Craig is the founder and president of a nonprofit organization called Purposefully Pretty Incorporation. Am I right?
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining us. She's 26 years old, an amazing, amazing young woman. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
We also have with us the amazing Mr. Ashari James. He is CEO and founder of Mentor Your Mind Foundation. Also 26 years old. Thank you, Ashari, for joining us today on Let's Talk About It. And last but not least is my very, very, very good friend and business associate, Mr. Luke Stevens. He's the co-owner. Check this out. Y'all gotta work with me here. Co-owner of Vibes Restaurant, located in Queens, New York, Jamaica, Queens, New York. Stir It Up in Atlanta, which has recently been put as one of the top 50 bars and restaurants in Atlanta. Sterling Luxury he's also a co-owner in transportation, and he's also the president of Second Chances Enterprises. Am I correct, Mr. Stevens?
Second Chance Enterprises.
Second Chance Enterprises.
Did
Yes.
she miss something?
Thank you. Anything else you got your hands
You got something in the stash?
I'll reveal that later on.
Okay. Thank you for joining us, Luke, today on this show. So, we all know that statistically today, working a 9 to 5 just to stay alive and a 9 to 5 just to stay alive could be, ultimately a drag. It is no really security in it for most of us if you're not in a union position. So stepping out and starting your own business or wanting to go into entrepreneurship is a big thing. So I'm very, very happy to have my guest with me today. So I think I'm going to start with Miss Diamond Craig. She is our female up here today on stage. So Diamond, purposefully pretty. Purposefully pretty. Where did that come from and how did it start?
Well, Purposefully Pretty started off as a blog. When I graduated college, I got a 9 to 5 and I started a blog because I didn't have that much work to do and I don't really like idle time. So it was a blog to inspire and encourage young women in my community based on things that I was going through and dealing with being in my early 20s. I just wanted to share my story with hopes that other young women can be inspired by it.
Okay. What were some of the things that you were going through?
Just trying to find what my purpose in life is, figure out where to go. After spending so much time in school and you're thrown out into the real world, it's kind of like, okay, so what now?
What do you do now?
Yeah.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Do you feel like do you feel like your organization has really touched people, touched young women?
Yes, I do. First and foremost, it's touched me because out of Purposefully Pretty, I was able to define what my purpose is. And because I know what my purpose is, I can now help other young women find out what their purpose in life is. So we have about 80 registered members now. We're celebrating our 3-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
That's
a good thing.
We're celebrating on November 21st at the African Poetry Theater. As of now, we have a little over 80 registered members. And all the young women, we have great relationships with them. We have a team of 8. We all keep in touch with them. We have monthly workshops and events, and yeah.
That's wonderful. So just real quick, and I'm going to come back to you, but I just want to ask you, what are some of the things that you guys do to help empower young girls?
So first and foremost, we host our workshops. So each month, the workshops have a different topic. So we've explored things such as defining your purpose, but also we've talked about colorism. We've talked about distractions and things that may come your way while pursuing your purpose, body image, loving yourself, and then we go into a little more like serious things like how to prepare yourself for a job interview, how to conduct yourself, applying to college, and then we do recognizing relationships where we evaluate the different relationships that we have in our lives and how they impact ourselves as well as how we're pursuing our purpose. So the workshops, we have the young women do community service with us. We keep in touch with them. We call them we do like a monthly roll call in which we call them, just make sure everything's good, just be their sisters.
Yeah,
Because a
that's
lot of them
amazing.
don't have that.
Thank you. That is amazing, amazing. I really applaud you for that. Isn't that amazing, Ev? That's amazing. Okay, so Mr. Ashari James, you are CEO and founder of Mentor Your Mind Foundation, 26 years old. Talk to us. I've watched you on your IG in action, and I must say you are a powerful young man. I am very proud of you. Very proud of you. So talk to us a little bit about, you say you are an advocate for mentorship. Explain to us what that means.
An advocacy for mentorship. What I would say is that I speak for the young voices. I speak for those who are not heard. I speak for those who have something to say but are afraid to say it.
Wow.
So I speak for those young African American boys, those young African American girls. I speak to their hearts and I speak to their minds.
Oh, that is amazing.
And I speak to the people.
To the people. That is amazing.
What gives you the drive to do that? Well, I always had mentors my entire life. At the age of 10, they brought me in. They took me in and made sure that I stayed on the right path. They made sure that I stayed, off the streets, but as I was still in the streets, and made sure, so I understand the power behind mentorship. And I was blessed with that, and so I want to give my blessings to other people and let them know that there's power behind mentorship. We can get you in, we can keep you in, and we can take you.
That is amazing. That's love. That's love. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Ashari. That was really deep.
So Luke, you got your hands in a couple of businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was the hardest for you to get off the ground?
The hardest to get off the ground, I would say was the restaurant business.
The restaurant. Why was it the menus or the type of food you wanted to sell or make?
Well, when I first got into the restaurant business, it was a guy that was going out of business, and that's how I got into the restaurant business. So it was, I didn't know that it took so much work. So I thought that I was just gonna come in with financing and he was gonna do the work. But the reason that made him a bad partner is because he didn't want to do the work. So then I had to start learning on hand the business and started doing the work.
So you do the cooking too?
No.
When you said that you put the work in, what exactly does that mean?
That's like marketing, promotions, staffing,
Basically hiring and firing.
well, yeah, the hiring and firing, you gotta go, you gotta get up at 6 in the morning, you gotta go to Restaurant Depot, you gotta fill the truck up, you gotta unload the car, unload the truck, you gotta keep track of what food is being cooked, what food is not being cooked. You gotta keep track of how, I have to know what day is a slow day, how long will this amount of food last us, so it's more or less is like vibes, I'm hands-on.
Right.
So since I'm good at marketing and promoting, so that's why I started doing the promotions as far as the bar and doing different theme nights. Because I have a little following, so that's what I do. So once I can get it started, more or less it can pick up speed on its own and take it from there.
Okay, so that makes sense.
This is the thing, right, with entrepreneurship that a lot of people don't understand. You gotta have a certain type of drive to do what we do.
Absolutely.
To wake up and just want to do that. A lot of people, I be at another job and I see so many people come in and they like,
oh man, I don't want to be here, this and the third. But when you own the business, you gotta be there. You gotta want to be there, and your face has to reflect that. So the other people that's coming in, they feel that. They feel your energy. They coming in off your energy. So this same question I asked him: what is your drive to do that every day? What gets you to wake up every day and say, I'm gonna make this happen today. This is what we're gonna do. Bam, 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 and you get it done.
I want to be successful. No one is going to do it for me, so I have to do it. Like, sometimes my days might be 16 hours, you know. I might be up at 6 and may not go to bed till 4 in the morning. I got to get up at 7 to go open the door for the cooks to come in and vibe and make up a shopping list to go shopping. And I might be able to take a nap in between time. But then by 5 or 6 o'clock, I gotta come back because the promoters is gonna start to come, and I gotta get them ready or figure out, you know, who's gonna have what night during the week and what team works and what team doesn't. A good thing about Vibes and all my other businesses is that I do have partners, so it's not like just on
Right,
me.
on you.
So I have a good team.
Yes.
So being that I have a good team, that's why I'm able to accomplish the things that I'm able to accomplish. After the first mishap with the restaurant, you know, I'm more scrutinizing on who I get involved in the business with. Because I try to make sure that they got we're on the same page,
Right.
that they got the same outlook on life, that they want the same things that I want, that they want to be successful, that they're not just trying to, you know, show off, or they just trying to hang out, or they just trying to live for today.
Yeah,
Because I'm trying to live for tomorrow.
I want to add on to that, because when you say you have a good team, I know for a fact that if you do not have good people around you supporting what it is that you're trying to do to help you get to the level, and they don't have that drive, then it's a bad relationship. You know what I mean? And that's why relationships comes in all form. So I'm definitely with you on that page. I want to move on to Ashari. Ashari, you do youth development. Talk to us about youth development and what does that entail for you?
Right now what we're doing, we do mentoring and youth development. So we have a series of workshops. So what we do is we're promoting to the different schools that we have a 10 series workshop program. And what it does, in the first 4 months, we do a segment of independent. So we break it down to self-worth, self-worth, self-awareness, self-management, and what's the last one? Sorry, self-motivation.
Okay.
And then going into those 4 phases, we transition them into personality, passion, and purpose. That phase is now the dependency phase. And then the last phase is interdependence. So we teach them the vision, determination, success, and leadership. So that's what the 10 series workshop.
What you think is your best, I'll say, age group that y'all get, and you say, all right, working with them was easier
I know
than
they
working
said,
with than working with this age group or whatever.
Well, I go out and I do speaking to a lot of these schools as well. In the beginning, high school was good. But then I started with the middle school, and I started to realize this is where it starts at. That age, this is where it really starts at. So I need to be focusing a lot more on the middle schools and getting in there. So right now I've been having my hands in the middle schools. Not because it's easier, well, it's not easier. It's difficult because the attention span is very short.
Yeah, that's
So what do you use to get them out though? What do you use? Like,
I try to
sports,
be relatable. I try to be very relatable. So when I go in there, sometimes when I'm speaking to them, I go in there with regular clothes on. Or underneath my clothes, I have on a suit. So it sounds weird, it sounds crazy, but
makes sense.
I have to go in there and I have to look like them, unfortunately.
Right.
I don't want to go in there looking dressed up so that they can see, okay, well, who are you? We don't want to hear from you, and I don't want them to close the door. So sometimes I gotta go in there with my J's on. I gotta go in there with my True Religion.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing
trying
wrong
to
with
reach
that.
them. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But you just have to go in there, and you have to be relatable so that they can at least open that gate up just a little bit.
Yeah,
And
that
then
makes sense.
the moment I have that conversation with them, that's when
Down, you have the same thing with the young women that come in? Do you have the same like challenges of, well, this age group listens more than this age group?
Yeah, so we work with young women as young as 9, and I consider those my babies because they're very easy to mold and they're very easily inspired. Because they see a group of my team, we're all in our early mid-20s, and they see us doing positive things, going to college, graduating college, getting careers, and they want to be like that. And they see, and we, like Ashari said, we go in very relatable. We don't go in with suits or anything like that on. We go in as regular women, regular girls, and we tell them we're your sisters. So you can talk to us about anything. We've been through some of the same things you've been to, and we try to relate to them. And as they get older, my babies, when I first started, they're all in middle school now, and they're starting to face a lot of things that teenagers go through, boys and distractions, stuff like that. So, but I wouldn't say it's hard to relate to them at this point because they kind of grown with us. And our high school students, luckily they're very mature.
Right.
I have a very good group of high school students. So I think I relate with all of them on the same level.
Well, that's a good thing. So Luke, tell us, you're a little different than Diamond, and you're a little different than Ashari because, you know, besides the fact that you're older, you've been around the block a couple of times, and your hands are in, you're different because you're kind of an investor in a way because you're part, you know, you have these businesses and stuff like that. If somebody was coming up, give us a short example or, you know, a short piece of advice that you would say if our viewers are watching and they want to go into entrepreneurship, what, you know, or owning their own business, what kind of advice would you give them in coming in?
Coming in, I would tell them to develop a plan. Like, don't just have an idea. Like, you start with that, you know, you start with the dream, you make the idea, then you have to have a plan. Like, put it on paper, like, you know what I'm saying, and like, read your plan, like, on a daily basis, so that way it just becomes a part of you. Like, after a while, you're not gonna have to read it, you're just gonna do it and implement it. You know? Yeah, and that's how you have to start. You know what I'm saying? You just have to keep at it, you know.
Okay, that's a sound advice. Well, I'm going to say this, that rather you want to walk into entrepreneurship or you want to start your own business, we are here, we want to be informative at the show, we want to be able to give people an experience that they may say, you know what, this is something that I want to do. Or, you know, maybe I'm going to wait a year or two because it's something that you may have heard on Let's Talk About It with Latoya Monique. Again, I thank my guests for being here, and we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back. We're back. Let's talk about it with Latoya Monique. We are on our business entrepreneur segment, and we are talking to Luke Stevens, Sharby James, and Caleb Lewis joined us today. Thank you, Caleb, for being here. Caleb is the CEO and founder of Team KB Apparel, which is for sports and fashion, correct?
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today. It's a pleasure.
I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, thank you. All right, so we were talking about some things. I was talking to Ashari earlier. Finish telling us about, let's talk about love, because we discussed that previously. So explain to the viewers when you speak about love when it comes to men.
When I'm speaking to the young men, what I like to leave in their minds is the acronym of love. So love is liberating opportunities that validates existence, right? So what I'm saying is that I have to now teach you about yourself.
That's deep.
In order for you to really love yourself. So when I'm telling you that you matter, when I'm telling you that you can change the world, when I'm telling you that you mean something, not only to me, but to the world, I'm now validating your existence in life.
Yeah.
I'm now letting you know that you're important.
Yeah.
I'm now letting you know that, you know, you're not here just for no reason.
That's deep, and that's so deep because with all the stuff that's going on in the street,
Absolutely.
and all the things that young men, especially young black men, are against, to have that type of mentorship and to plant those seeds. Because I know I had said earlier that when we speak, we believe what people tell us. And if somebody is telling us, it goes both ways. So if somebody is telling us something negative, it's then going to marinate in us. Same thing if somebody's telling us something positive. Somebody's telling us good things, planting good seeds in us. So I think that is amazing, and thank you for sharing that. Caleb, let's talk a little bit about Team KB Apparel. How old are you?
I'm 22.
22 years old. I am proud. You are a young man that is stepping up and really doing big things in your life, and I'm proud to hear that. Tell us a little bit about your apparel, and what is it about, what does it consist of? And
Well, basically, Team KB Apparel started from having my team of clients, and I'm being a personal trainer. A lot of people, they want something to belong to. So I wanted TKB to be something as far as like, wow, I know you stand for something, you know, you bring the team as far as when you wear the hoodie, you wear baseball jersey, people recognize that, like, wow, I know you believe in fitness, and you believe in health, and you believe in bringing people together. So my clients, it's more than me just training with them. It's basically a fitness community. And they uplift each other, you know, so when I'm not looking, they might be like, yo, come on, girl, we gotta keep going, we got these squats, bust them out. So the fact that they have that cohesiveness, and the only person that they do hate is no clicks, is me. The only person that hates is me, and I'm fine with that. Because I'm training them, so during the session, we're not gonna be best friends. You know, at the end of the session, we can chop up and talk about life. But the unity that they have is remarkable, and it still surprises me every day that I can bring people together through training.
that is amazing. That is amazing. And
You did your own gym, man.
so proud.
You
Yeah.
did your own gym, because what you did was you combined two businesses in one without even like putting it out there like that. You said, all right, cool, I'm gonna train you and I'm gonna sell you some clothes. I like
That's
that.
amazing.
the
But
goal.
I think what's so important is what stands behind it, right? What you were saying as, you know, bringing people together. That is so amazing.
So, what's your approach to get the youth? Like, do you use food, being that you're in the restaurant business, do you use food as like, whoever, because you know, so one thing I like to point out is a lot of women believe that men are not nice in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? They really believe that. So, do you like show them like, this is cool, like we can do this?
That's one aspect. I mean, you can use the food, you can use sports. I mean, because when it comes to, we're speaking about the youth,
Right.
okay, because you know you said women, so that's two things here. But
Yeah, but you know.
with the youth, right, I think that they vary because all of them is not the same. Some from grass to, is that a street person, and you pay attention to them. Some from grass to the cooking, some of them grass through the sports.
Right.
So you gotta kind of like, for me, each one is like an individual,
Yeah,
and you gotta like
that treat
find your
everybody
way.
different.
Like I try to speak to groups of youths. I'm not really good at that. I mean, I like a small group, maybe 10 or 15.
You more better hands-on, one-on-one.
Yeah, 10 or 15 I'm good with. It's that 100, 150, you know, because, you know, you get the ones that don't want to learn, and it messes up for the ones that learn, and I'm kind of a soft-spoken guy, so I'm not going to try to talk over them when they going crazy.
When they trying to say, you know, because they know everything. Yeah, you didn't know.
So
They
you find
do.
yourself running into that same problem? Where you have too many, and that's a lot of different personalities you're dealing with right now. That they don't want to listen to what's going on?
In the beginning, I did have that problem. Now, I've gotten to the point where I'm more comfortable with myself. And so it kind of, not saying that you're not comfortable with yourself, but it's a reflection that shows that I'm serious.
Right.
So when I'm there, they know that he's coming to either speak about something serious, or, you know, I try to demand their attention quickly. The first thing that I always try to tell them is, look, listen, I respect you guys respect me. Just hear me out for about 20 minutes. I know I may not get everybody, but my mission is to get one.
Guess right. I love that. When you can get just one,
That's it.
your job is done.
That's my job.
You've done your job. I love that.
How many do you get? How many do you want to get?
I'm trying to get as many as I can, whoever I can grab.
But if you get one, are you satisfied?
Yeah, one is important because that can always lead to the next person.
Absolutely.
So,
Tap in
if
that.
especially if that child is a leader, so if he have his own following, then they're gonna follow suit. So, I take it my perspective. Me growing up, I always was the leader of my friends, and I didn't really notice it until senior year of high school. And I started wondering, like, yo, why you always waiting for me to do something? And people always like, well, you always have a good plan. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take ownership of it. And I know I'm gonna do the decision that's beneficial for everyone in the group, not just something I want to do. So, and being a leader is not easy.
That's right.
Let's talk about that.
It's not easy.
You get no sleep.
You ain't getting no sleep. Let's talk
You have
about
to
that.
actually do more work. People think you do less, but you actually have to do more work.
You have
If you
to do
care about the people that's around you.
And
Absolutely.
there's another thing to kind of piggyback over what you're saying is that a lot of people, they don't, they have fear of being successful because people.
Think?
Yeah. People
Oh, I
have,
know.
Oh, people have
I'm
fear
being funny.
to be successful.
Oh, I know that.
No. Because, you know, now it's a responsibility that comes with being a leader or comes with being successful. You have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, or you got to go back, or because the promoters are there, you got to get up and make the t-shirt design. And so it's just like all these it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
So
it's
people
very-
are fearful of that.
It's very true that you say that, Ashari. And, you know, I know that I complain a lot because I'm like, look, I'm not going to do this. I'm not up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I got to stay up again to another thing. It's tiring. But one thing about leadership is that, I don't know if you said it earlier, but someone said it up here that it's nonstop. And you cannot complain about something that you really want. Now, by nature, I just complain. But I know at the end of the day, the work has to be done. And then 90% of the time, you got to do the work. I mean, even when you have a team, if it's your vision and it's something that you need and you want to be done, then you have to do it. So it's a lot of work that it takes to get it done. So that's why I'm so amazed of you gentlemen sitting up here as, you know, 3 black men who's really positive and doing something so fabulous in your lives.
Let me ask you something. When you see one that has leadership qualities, do you pay special attention to them, or do you treat it the same as the group?
That's a good question. There are some students who need more attention, and the ones who have the leadership qualities, those, not saying that you don't have to pay attention to them, but you have to make them follow behind you, like follow behind your leadership. You get what I'm saying? So the other one you will nurture him, right? But the one who has the leadership, you give him responsibilities. You get what I'm saying? Because
That
then
makes a lot of sense.
that way you can continue to improve on his leadership
Right.
or her leadership,
Right.
by giving them the responsibilities. But the other one that needs attention, I'm gonna have to nurture you and treat you like my son.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know,
that
or
makes
my
a lot of
daughter.
sense.
So,
I wanted to ask about competitors. You know, somebody had said to me the other day, you know, Mary J. Blige is starting a new talk show, and this one is starting a new talk show, and that one. And let me tell you something. I did my research, and the one thing that I want to say is that I said I don't care if Michelle Obama, and that's no disrespect to Michelle Obama at all, but I was just being, you know, I don't care if Michelle Obama is starting a talk show. When I put my heart and my mind in saying that I'm going to do something, it's going to be done. And in that respect, nobody is going to do a talk show like Latoya Monique, right? So I ask you that because of competitors. See, I stand in the class by myself, so I don't fear who starts a talk show. It doesn't matter to me because, you know, it's not a really good chance that Michelle Obama is going to let you on her show. And I'm not trying to be funny, but let's talk about it, right? Because we're the ordinary people. But you're on my show, right? Caleb, same thing. Luke, the same thing. But you're on my show. And that's the difference. See, when you got the money, then you're looking for the people who got the money. I'm not looking for the people that got the money. I'm looking for the people so we can build and stand on each other's shoulders and help each other out. So that's the power of my show. Touching the community, the ordinary people, the bartenders, the bus drivers, you know, people who are out there in the true hustle, right? So that's the difference. So I have no fear for competitors. How do you feel? I'm going to start with you, Luke, with that question. When there's competitors around, what is your idea of it?
I like competition.
You like competition?
Yeah.
Yeah, most men are competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, with the restaurant, if someone opens up a restaurant, if someone wants to, you know, a lot of people copy the menu. I see a lot of people have red velvet waffles and chicken now, you know. Island taste, red velvet waffles and chicken. They have red velvet waffles and chicken, so it lets me know that I'm doing something right.
I know
Yeah.
that's right. That makes a lot of sense.
So, only thing that I have to do is make sure that it's up to par, service is up to par.
That's it. It speaks for itself, right?
Yeah, keep coming.
Caleb, how do you feel about competitors? So we know what called clothing line, right? And even with health, there's a lot. There's a lot of trainers out here. There's a lot of clothing lines, and especially in the urban community.
Everybody's trying to get fit now.
Yeah. So what's your whole thing about competitors?
I mean, I personally, I don't believe in competition. As far as when it comes to me training and me, you know, pushing my goal line, because I feel it's more purposeful to me. So far as I'm supposed to reach everyone I'm supposed to reach, and whoever is part of my client is going to be my client. I don't see they're not going to go to someone else because that's cheaper, because the connection that we build as soon as we start training. So my training experience is more personal. I don't do big classes on purposely because I like to build with relationships with my people. And I just don't want to just know your name. I want to know why you started training, what's your goals in life, and you know, build a serious relationship. And as far as clothing, as I build my training more, I have more people that support me. So my clients is my biggest supporter. So if I put more energy within my training, I have more success within my other businesses following suit.
That makes a lot of sense. So Shari, share with us, what do you feel about competitors?
For me, competition, it drives me. It drives me. But another thing that we all have to understand and know is that we have men compete, women compare. So we have to
I like that.
So we have
Men
to,
compete, women compare.
So we have to understand that in men, we have a competitive spirit. So no matter what, I see somebody do something, all right, well, now it's my turn, I got it. It's not jealousy in me, but it's a competitiveness.
It's a competitive
So
spirit, I love
we
that.
have to continue to just drive and allow competition to drive you
Right.
to each other. So
Right.
for me, it drives me, it pushes me. Okay, I see somebody doing this, I need to get on my A game.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Well, before we end, I want each of you guys to please look into our cameras and tell everyone how they can contact you. We'll start with Luke. Luke, if you can speak your IG, your Facebook, however you want a viewer to contact you. If you want to contact Luke Stevens, it'll also be on my website, www.latoyamonique.com. And Mr. Stevens, how would you like people to reach out to you?
Facebook is Luke LUCSTEPHEN. Instagram is Luke R. Stephan. And you know, you can DM me. It takes you to the website. That's how you get in touch with me.
Thank you, thank you. Caleb, how can our viewers contact you?
Well, my Facebook is Caleb, K-A-L-E-B, Lewis, L-E-W-S. My Instagram is KB the Trainer, KBTHE Trainer. Also, you can check out, I'm on a couple websites. I'll give a shout out to that.
Okay.
ShantaeBailey.net. I'm a fitness blog on there, so I write about different entries along with fitness and the mindset behind fitness. Also, Let'sKeepBuilding.com is another website. It's a group of entrepreneurs, and we have a movement where we all capitalize on each other's resources and work together.
You seen it here first on Let's Talk About It with Latoya Monique. And last but never least, my man, Mr. Ashari James, please tell the people how they can reach out with this powerful movement that you're doing.
Okay, you can email, I have email, mentoryourmind@gmail.com, telephone 347-476-9487, IG, Mentor Your Mind, personal IG is at Mr. James Gatsby, Facebook, Ashari James, and reach out anytime.
Well, I thank each one of you for coming up here and sharing your stories and giving the information that you've given. I'm sure you was able to touch, even if it's just one. And we are always happy here at Let's Talk About It with Latoya Monique. If you want to start a business, if you want to go into entrepreneurship, whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it. If you set your mind, your heart, and your body into doing it, it can be done. Before we leave out, I want to thank my co-host, Mr. Arthur Everlast. My man. Always a pleasure.
Yes.
Always a pleasure. And before we leave out, Mr. Everlast, let them know how they can contact you. And for those of you who do not know, Arthur Everlast is an author of a book that came out when?
About a year ago.
Okay, so tell the viewers how they can get your book, the name of your
Is
book.
on Amazon Kindle. It's called Journey to the Kingdom of Soul. And you can also order it on creatorspace.com/4722483. And for the first quarter of next year, we're going to be pushing out a new installment called RAW, Raw. And that's about it for right now.
Okay, can they contact you on IG?
Oh, yeah, you can find me on IG, Everlast100, or on Facebook at Author Everlast.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. Y'all, reach out, get his book, support this man in everything that he is doing and trying to do and will do and conquer. I appreciate you being
I
here.
appreciate you. You're doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
Great job.
Being here on Let's Talk About It with Latoya Monique. Before I go, I always must say, stay grateful, remain humble, and you will always be blessed. We are out until the next time.